for one, I don't ever take into consideration. If I can afford the car payment, bam, I'm in, I got it. But there's a lot more cost than that. And my Challenger, I'm not bragging, I'm not trying to bring up, it's a reason. I purchased an RT Challenger. I know it's the slow one, whatever. After I bought it and we're signing the papers, then we called the insurance company and started adding in. The insurance was a lot more than I thought it was. Matter of fact, it's about $120 more a month than a Mustang GT Performance Pack. And that ain't right, that ain't fair, because I love the old girl, I love my boat, but that Mustang GT will walk my car, so I don't understand it. But anyway, that's just one thing. Here's another one, okay? Tires. Let's talk about a Hellcat, a 392, something like that. We're going to start off with a Challenger, then we'll do a Mustang Camaro. We're going to do the whole freaking everything. Suburbans, Tahoes, trucks. We're going to do all of them because I've really been wanting to kind of do these videos because this is what I want to talk about. Okay, tires. Let's talk about them Hellcat tires. I think mine are little bitty babies. They're 235, 55, 20s, I think. But big boys, they roll in like 325, 30 R20s, okay? A Michelin Pilot, one of those, it's about $550 for one. Casey, I ain't gonna buy them expensive ass tires. Okay, that's cool. The cheapies, that's about $250 for one. Then you gotta pay fees, taxes, so over $300 just for one tire. Okay, you purchase two of them and you want to buy those Michelin Pilots, now you're over $1,000 just for two tires. Casey, I don't spend my tires, I don't treat my stuff like that. Okay, that's cool, I got you. Water pump. All cars go through water pumps. That's just what cars do. How much is a water pump? I wrote it down. I forgot. I messed it up right here. Water pump. I've seen cheap ones, used ones for like $350 that you get from like a car part place, like a pick apart or something like that, where you do it. We'll talk about if you can work on your car versus paying other folk to do it for you, how you can save money there, but we'll get to that in a second. Used ones, $300-400. Some people, high performance ones, $1,200 for the super flow, water flow. You know what I'm saying? So there's another thing. Alternator. Once again, cheapies. I've seen used ones for $250, $275. That's the cheap one. That's a used one. So it could go out later that day. Okay. Anyway, and then most expensive ones, if you want the high output and all that, you're spending $700-800. So brakes. Everybody gonna have to eat up brakes. And then big old Challengers, that's an old throwback Mercedes frame. You know that, right? That's an E-Class Benz from the 90s. Heavy, big-bodied car. Gonna need some brakes. Those are expensive. If you can do them yourself, that'll obviously save you a lot. You probably could come in $5, $6, $7, maybe underneath $1,000 for all of them if you do it yourself. If you pay folk, one guy on the internet somebody quoted him $3,700 to do his front brakes. Now that's rotors, pads, the whole kit and caboodle, but $3,700 to do front brakes? AC compressor. I live down here in the South. This is Tennessee, but I live down in the great state of Georgia. It gets hot down there. Real freaking hot. Air compressor for that car. Once again, you can get it from a pick-apart place like that. I saw them online, eBay for $250, $275. They running all the way up to $1,000, $1,100, stuff like that. Here's what I'm saying. I think in this day and age, we have this, sorry, it's getting warm in here. We have this major desire to try to keep up with everybody, keep up with the Joneses. That's a statement my mom used to make before she started pushing daisies. That's not a good thing. You can afford what you can afford. If it's a 4-cylinder, it's a 4-cylinder. If you can afford a 2-cylinder, if you can afford a Power Stroke, if you can afford a high output, if you can afford a Nissan GTR, it's all about what you can afford. Because if we all could have what we wanted, we'd all have the best of the best, right? Right. Sorry, I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent, but I think that parts and stuff like that is never mentioned, and they need to be. Anyway, y'all, please let me know what you think about this video. I know it's not very good, but we'll build on it, and we're starting to go a little bit different direction. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a hobbly. By the way, if you TikTok, hobbly knows best.